Dawson Rider with you.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Power Rangers Beast Morphers Penultimate episode. Now, I said in my review for this during the international airings that I thought this was a very strong episode. In my opinion, one of the strongest of the season. It was a very good penultimate episode. I feel like I already said that, or maybe I just said those words in some order, but you get the idea. It had a lot of payoff of a couple different things that they've been building up to this season, a bunch of different storylines, and also a good cliffhanger leading into next week's finale. But let's start with the Roxy stuff, because that was the main thing that kicked it off, one of the main focal points of the episode, coming from last week where they did something to Roxy's pod, which is apparently causing her to be sort of sick, and they basically come to the conclusion, we need to blow up her avatar so that she can get better. And it causes this conflict of interest with Robbie because, he wants to help Roxy, obviously, but then they also have this other mission where they need to stop the villain's plan with, the transporter or whatever. And so you have this conflict of, what do I prioritize? Now, here's the thing. I've never been a fan of this type of storytelling. This happens in Power Rangers and Sentai and Rider and all kinds of other TV where there's some sort of hierarchy amongst a group, whether it's heroes or whatever, and one of them has a clear conflict of interest or lapse in focus because their focus is elsewhere on a loved one or a situation that's important to them, but they're put in charge of something important. And why does that always happen? It's always because they're oh, we gotta teach you a lesson about what's important, what's responsible. No, this is not the time for that. And I think that was some bad leadership on the commander's part, and I've never been a fan of that idea. I think it's dumb. Maybe if you're doing a training mission or something really low stakes, but when you're in the middle of something important, if I was a commander, I'd be I quit. This is too much responsibility. I'd rather be assistant to the regional manager. If I was a commander, I wouldn't be should I send this person that's emotionally conflicted and unstable to handle this important task? No! It's clear, even though Robbie said he would take care of business, that his mind is elsewhere. Even if he hadn't gone off to fight Roxy, he would have had a split focus on some level. I would have much more easily sent literally anybody else on the team that didn't care about Roxy as much. I think that's a dumb move, and this isn't necessarily a huge knock towards the episode. I was this is a good episode, but hear me trashing on it. I hate that storytelling because I think it's really dumb logic, and I've always hated the idea of trying to teach someone a lesson about what's important when they're clearly in a weird state of mind and you're basically putting all this responsibility on someone you should not be. But he basically abandons transporting the stuff in the van to fight Avatar Roxy, which leads to one of the coolest moments of the episode because he defeats Avatar Roxy and blows her up, which was a really cool moment because it was kind of savage. Not because I'm yeah, blow Roxy up, because I love Roxy, but hashtag Team Roxy, you know how it is. But I was really surprised that they actually destroyed her in her human avatar form. I mentioned this in my review in the international airings, but in Toku in general, have said that to me on dating sites. Toku, even in Sentai or Rider, or even other series where the practices on what they can show for kids, that's kind of funny to talk about right now, but the standards of what can be shown on TV for certain age ratings or whatever is different. Even in those places, they'll often avoid showing the destruction of a human villain. If the human villain has a suit that they can morph into or put on or whatever, they usually go for that option. And so for Power Rangers especially, I was surprised they didn't have her in her evil avatar suit when they blew her up, and it was a really cool scene and a kind of nice wrap up to this storyline for now, and when she wakes up at the end and gives them the info. And then in addition to that going on, you kind of had some of the background story with Devin and his dad coming to a head, where his dad's kind of getting into Devin for basically being irresponsible because Grid Battle Force can't be bothered to help him come up with the cover. So he just thinks, oh, Devin is always irresponsible and running off and all that. And it leads to him finding out his identity and seeing Devin getting captured. So that was a nice sort of also a nice way of this storyline also coming to a head. And Mayor Daniels also was really helpful and courageous in this episode and just proved that he's better than Dane, the world's greatest ninja from Ninja Steel. And then of course you have the villain stuff coming to a head too, with Evox trying to enact his plans, and he takes Devin, and all that sort of starting to form in the background and stuff. So like, there was a lot going on in this episode, but I thought they balanced it pretty well, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I like that you had the stuff with Devin and his dad, because it's kind of been like a plot running in the background, and it kind of led into the nice cliffhanger and bringing his dad in on it for it. And I like the stuff with Roxy and Robbie, which not only has been building up all season, but was a nice continuation from last episode. And then of course, you know, the general villain plot, which has been building for the whole show, but I mean for recently. And I thought they did a pretty good job of bringing all these major and minor plot points to a head in this episode to lead into the finale. And I thought it was very well balanced, very entertaining, and like I said, surprising that they took the direction they did with Roxy and stuff. So I would give this episode, I think, did I give it a 9 last time? I'm gonna give it a 9 now. I think it was a very solid episode. So what did you guys think? Did you enjoy the episode? Are you sad to see Beast Morphers in for now? Are you going to miss it? Are you looking forward to the finale? I think I already said that. Are you looking forward to just stuffs? Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.